I'm Dave Like, and I'm checking out the Roku Home Monitoring System SE Edition. This is for self or professional monitoring, so you can pay an extra fee if you want somebody to look over your house. And as you can see, it's 50% off the first year of professional monitoring. So let's check out the sides, see what's included in the box. We have the monitoring hub, and then the entry sensor, as well as a motion sensor, Roku keypad, and it's going to include the AA batteries and AAA batteries, USB cable, some window decals, a screw kit, quick start guide, Ethernet cable, and monitoring hub power adapter. So we're going to use the Roku Smart Home mobile app to do this all, and we'll need an internet connection. So what are the features? Let's check them out. Motion and entry detection. There's also a loud siren, instant notifications, and DIY installation. Professional monitoring, of course, and it's easy to expand this. So if we want more sensors, we can do that. There's the whole home coverage and long battery life. Again, this is a battery operated system as opposed to it being wired. I think the batteries last for 18 months. So here's our guide. Our little stickers, protected by Roku Home Monitoring. And another leaflet. This is a monitoring hub. And here we got our two entry sensors, the motion sensor and the keyboard. Really love how easy it is to understand what's in each one of these boxes, huh? Let's talk about all the different features that are included in this by going through the manual, because it's the first time I've explored this. So of course, what's included in the box. Now there's the alarm modes. So the home mode, choose which sensors you want to trigger an alarm when you're home. Typically, you would arm entry sensors. Then there's away mode. Choose which sensors you want to trigger an alarm when no one's home. Typically, you would arm both entry and motion sensors. Off says disarm your system so your sensors don't trigger an alarm. Then there is the panic button. So manually sound the alarm in an emergency by pressing the button on the side of your keypad. There are some additional settings here. So you can entry and exit delay, prevent false alarms by setting a warning period before your alarm goes off. Critical alerts, bypass your phone's do not disturb mode to get a notification when a sensor is triggered or the alarm goes off. There are some monitoring options, as we've talked about. So the self-monitoring is that you can arm or disarm your system or change modes remotely in the app or on the keypad. Get instant alerts when a sensor or alarm is triggered so you can take action in real time. And then there is the subscription mode where the 24/7 professional monitoring. A live agent will respond around the clock. Agents contact you immediately when an alarm is triggered in your home and send assistance when you can't respond. One-tap emergency assistance. A single tap in the Roku Smart Home mobile app contacts a live agent who will get help to your home as quickly as possible. This is kind of key here as well. Again, this is the home monitoring system, but previously there are cameras from Roku as well as light bulbs from Roku. It's kind of this whole ecosystem that you might, want to get invested in because they all generally work together. Right? So if your sensors are going off, obviously you would love to know what's going on inside or outside your home with some cameras if you're not at home. And then also you can have some Roku lights, which can be activated based off of when you're home or not home. This is what's included in the monitoring hub, our Ethernet cable, and our power wire. Looks like it is micro USB. And here is the adapter. So we've got our antennas here, and it's a nice soft touch. On the back side, we've got our power. Looks like that's the reset and the Ethernet connection. Here's what's included in the entry sensor box. It's our sensor. I don't think that there's a battery in this. I'm not seeing a way to open it. I think it's just on here. So there's just this little indentation right here, and you get your nail in there and pull it out. So this is the battery. Looks like it's a AAA battery. This is what's included in the motion sensor box. It's the motion sensor. And this is the keypad. So on the back here, we've got our adhesive, but we'll still put the screws here and here. We slide it down to remove the plate. Screws go right in there. slide it back in, you're good to go. So here's what the family of products look like. So I've got the hub here. I'm just gonna go ahead and plug it on into the power, as well as plugging it in the Ethernet into the router. Looks like there are some lights right here. So should be powering on up, searching for my connection through the Roku Smart Home app. Here's the Roku Smart Home app, and I've already created my account. We're gonna click on the plus icon at the very top. Then we're gonna go to Add Device, Home Monitoring, and we're talking about the monitoring hub. So we're gonna click on Next. Place the hub where you can hear the siren. Next. Plug the hub into a power outlet. Did that. Make sure both antennas are raised. And connect the hub using Ethernet. Looks like that's actually optional. So we don't need to plug it into the router. We could just plug it anywhere that we'd like to have that. So we're gonna put the hub into pairing mode by pushing a button on the back.
Ready to connect.
And I heard ready to connect. So it's searching for the hub now. We're going to keep our phone near the device. We're going to update the device.
Connection is successful.
All right, the monitoring hub looks like we were able to get it, and now it is connected to the cloud. Now that the hub is connected, we have to actually add a device, the entry sensor, motion sensor, or the keypad. So I'm just going to go down the list of doing the entry sensor. We use the entry sensor on doors and windows. We're going to remove the plastic tab.
Ready to connect.
And press and hold the reset button. Now we're going to go ahead and name our device. We're just going to do the cookie jar, actually. Why not? So again, as they're saying, you can have it 0.75 inches in separation, which is actually good for doors that have a door frame around them. What you do is you close the door or window, find a position near the top of the door or on a movable part of the window, and you line up the two parts with one on the wall and one on the door. Click on Show Me How, which looks like there is a video to watch. So we're going to put the big base on the door and the smaller one on the door frame. This is a sensor. We're going to go ahead and just peel back this tape, and then it's sticky on the other side, so we're going to throw it up there. There it is, installed in about 0.75 inches. Okay, we've attached the sensor, and I've added one sensor, the cookie jar sensor. It says on my phone that we're closed. I'm just going to open it, see what happens. Yeah, that Roku hub over there made a noise. So when I click on cookie jar, I can see that it's closed at the moment, and it was opened for about 6 seconds. And we can see that it's open, closed, whatever. If we click on see all, we can see what's going on. Again, clicking at the very top, you can see the calendar icon as well. And there is wheel for more notification options. You can notify me when the door is open or closed. It's left open or left closed, and you can send notifications to your phone if you want. Device trigger. You know, if cookie jar is open, right? Let's click on open. We're going to add an action, and we're going to tell my porch lights to turn on. All right, so you can see out there I've got my porch lights. The door is closed, but let's see what happens when I open the door. It beeped, the hub, and my lights just turned on all by themselves. Realistically, I don't need my lights to turn on all the time. I should just set a specific time when I open up my door that the lights become active. And I guess that's when we can play around with when over here, and you click on time, and only trigger if it occurs between the hours of the start time. Honestly, it should be sunset. You're wondering what a notification looks like when the cookie jar is opened. Let's do that. I'll leave the door open for a second after the beep. And there it is. The cookie jar was opened. What? So we just click on it, load up the app, and see what's going on. Next on the list, we're going to click on the plus and add a device again. We're going to do home monitoring. We're going to do the motion sensor next. Okay, so we're going to install the motion sensor, remove the plastic battery tab, click on next,
Ready to connect.
press and hold the button. This is going to be the living room sensor. Now choose the location for your sensor. We're going to click on next. Set a location about 7 feet high. Okay, click on next. Be aware of the detection range above. Motion within the highlighted area will trigger an event. Click on next. Do not place under a heat source like lamps or vents. Okay, that's interesting. And we're going to attach the sensor. I actually put the Roku sensor right where my other sensor was. This one was built into the house, but why do you need that when you got a Roku one that's wireless? So I've been sitting in my living room and the motion sensor says that it's clear, meaning that nobody's moving around. And I will get on up, move around a little bit now. And let's wait for it to update. It has detected motion. So here are the options within this motion sensor. I can see the calendar again, see what's going on. Let's click on this wheel. You can change the name, notifications, send notifications. There's also detect motion and becomes clear. There's also sensitivity, low, medium, high. We've got one more device to add. We're going to go click on home monitoring and it's the keypad. Our pairing was successful, so we're going to do the front door, or you can also do the back door keypad. For now, let's just do the front door keypad. Choose the location for the keypad and then follow these instructions, or you could watch the video. And just like that, the front door keypad is a part of our Roku smart home. So I'd like to set up my PIN now. So we're going to click on monitoring, continue setup, install devices, system setup. We're going to go to system modes. There are various modes, the home, away, and off. We're going to click on next. Home mode, when setting up home mode, choose the sensors you want to trigger alarms when you're at home. Most often, these are going to be the specific doors and windows. So what sensor would we like to select for home mode? We're going to click on living room and cookie jar. Yes, those are the sensors. Away mode. We're going to click on living room and cookie jar. Now we're going to create our PIN and enter the PIN. There's an entry delay. This setting controls how long you have to turn off the system before the sensors will trigger the alarm. And then there's the exit delay. This setting controls how long you have before the sensors start triggering alarms when entering home or away mode. 30 seconds and then 60 seconds for delay. Clicking on next, then we will get notifications. So your purchase entitles you to 6 months of professional home monitoring. Check your email for more information. Click on OK. System setup complete. We're going to go to the home monitoring tab. You can press on the panic button to trigger a silent alarm. Then your system is currently off. This means that none of your sensors will trigger an alarm. Drag the status panel down to view your current mode. And then there is find your home monitoring settings at the bottom of your dashboard. That's it. Once you're done with the tutorial, go ahead and tap on one of the modes above to start actively monitoring your home. So again, check your email for that professional monitoring service. And there are some settings for the home monitoring hub settings. There are some sound settings, cookie jar, entry notice. You could turn that on and off right there. And then there's the home away. So we've added our sensors to both home and away. The alarm response sends push notifications. Hub siren will go off for a maximum of 4 minutes or less or more if you want. Then there's the entry, exit, and delay, and then the PIN and the home monitoring rules. So you can automatically do this by a calendar, what time you want to turn it on away, what time you want to turn it on home and lock it. You know, if you wanted it to turn on that you're home and lock it at night, you could totally do that. If we click on monitoring events, there are no events at the moment. So right now I am home, but I'm setting the alarm so it does a countdown of about a minute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh no, somebody broke in. Motion is detected. Cancel the alarm.
Disarmed.
I think we're gonna be okay. On the side here, you can
Press and hold to trigger the alarm.
trigger the alarm that way too in a panic situation. Of course, this is a Roku product we're talking about, so it's got to integrate with your TV. Well, how does it do that? Roku cameras. If you have any cameras, they're going to appear on this screen. And if you have any events, that information will appear here as well. What we're going to do is go to settings, camera feeds, it's turned on, but specifically our notifications, home monitoring. So that's turned on right now. And it says that you're going to get notifications on your TV when a home monitoring sensor is triggered in home or away mode. So right now, it's disabled. We're going to turn it on and see what happens.
System is arming.
Move around. Let's see if that motion detector. Yep, we got a notification entry detected by living room sensor, countdown to alarm. But imagine you're watching TV, you get that notification and you're like, oh no, what's going on? Now I can pop on into my Roku camera.
Disarmed.
Cool. My door is closed. It's open. All right, what does it say over here at the TV? Entry detected by cookie jar, counting down to alarm. I think that about wraps it up for the Roku Home Monitoring System SE. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, as well as check out all my other Roku videos right now.